my friends, before we get this video started, quick announcement, but huge announcement at the same time. Wrenchworks giveaway number 21, our next giveaway. Huge launch coming at you this Sunday. So right around the corner, only a few days away. Technically, it's Saturday night, 12:01, but it's the first minute of Sunday on the 24th. The website, wrenchworks.com, our website for all of our merch, is going to be officially live to get entered for our latest giveaway. It is insane. It's by far one of my favorite trucks, and you guys are not going to want to miss out. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say, but it is super sick. Don't miss out. Yeah, but let's get on with the video. Appreciate you guys as always. Welcome back to another video. It's actually been like a whole week since the last set of videos. We banged out 2 videos in the weekend, and we are back at it. Me and Cole back in the shop. Friday evening, we're gonna try and bang out another 2 videos for you guys. I'm gonna be working on the 2014 Unicorn. Cole is going to be working on the 15 single cab. So if you guys remember a couple previous videos, we're doing quite a few things, deleting the second radiator out of the system on this truck. We do need to run the valve lash, and hopefully we find some things and stuff because it's making a very noticeable valve train noise. So a couple things that we're going to be going over on that. Cole is going to be working on, boy, this has been a long time coming, and I am really, really excited. We have got a set of insanely large, this is the guy she told you not to worry about, Wilwood brake caliper and rotor. The rotors are hiding over there. But we've got a big brake kit for the single cab, powder coated gold like I usually do on all of my trucks. This should completely set the truck off. We don't have any of the rest of the gold powder coat to kind of like match everything yet, but Cole put these together last weekend after Cam from Knockout Customs powder coated them. So he's gonna be working on that. He's showing us they're some beef. They are beefy. So that is the general rundown. I'm gonna try and bounce back and forth, set up some time-lapse cameras for you guys, give you guys details on what's going on. Here is where we were at on the Unicorn truck. The one thing I did want to really check on this truck was the grid heater bolt. And thankfully, I do have that off of the truck, and the grid heater bolt here, that is notorious, was actually pretty good. So no big deal on that, but we will go ahead and fix that while we are in here. So there's things and stuff scattered throughout this truck, and hopefully by the end of the evening we will have a factory turbo back on this thing, and this thing will be running yet again, and we'll try to see what the valve lash tells us with maybe what's going on with that noise. I'm hoping it's not that much deeper inside of the engine, but only time will tell. So last look of this thing right here without some gold calipers. Might not mesh with some of the previous orange powder coat, but we'll get that taken. Gold and orange, who knew the combo? But we'll go ahead and get that changed out here shortly. But that is where the weekend is kicking off. Huge thank you to Cole, as usual, just coming through clutch, showing up, helping us out. But let's get some work done. Before we get to the valve train and checking the valve lash on this thing, we're gonna go ahead and complete the job that's already kind of halfway done, and that is deleting the dual radiator out of this system here. So 13 and 14, 14 and 15, I can't remember exactly what years this comes in, but as you can see, there is a secondary radiator in this truck, and that splits off on the upper and lower coolant hose with these plastic Ys, which are complete trash. The main radiator is actually the same part number that comes in all of the other trucks that are non-dual system. So deleting this out of the system isn't really that big of a deal in my opinion. You're really just going back to the same as what all of the other trucks have, which we've towed a lot. We've never had any issues. It's really just eliminating another connection point out of the truck and just another failure point that you don't have to worry about. Main thing you will need to know if you want to go ahead and do this job is you will need these two brackets that go on either side of the truck, and that is going to hold your AC condenser in. With this dual radiator in here, as you maybe can see, the mount for this condenser is actually part of the dual radiator. So when you get rid of that, there's really nowhere to mount the AC condenser unless you have the brackets that come in a truck that do not have a dual radiator. I feel like I'm saying dual radiator like every other word. Here is the one part number for the driver's side. And here is the passenger side part number. If you're lucky enough to have a Minton Motors U-Pull-It Dodge salvage yard right by you, you can go ahead and probably score those pretty decently. As far as the coolant hoses go, plenty of different aftermarket options that you can go ahead and do. If you want to just run the factory upper and lower, you can do that as well. That's what we're going to do until we kind of upgrade the whole rest of the engine base. So factory upper and lower coolant hose, these two brackets. Hopefully we can kind of swing the condenser out of the way. We're probably going to go ahead and remove a couple mounting points for these lines, and if they're anything like third gens, you can kind of try to swing this out of the way and get that condenser out. So we'll go ahead and remove the hoses and put our factory single radiator ones in, and that will complete that job. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Much wow. I'm not sure what's more impressive, the back or the front. They're both the same size, but normally you see a lot smaller in the rear. It looks insane. Over here, we have got the single radiator conversion done. I want to show you guys what we got going on here with the valve lash. Intakes are not that bad. I would say they are a little loose. The exhaust, on the other hand, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, how much I'm wiggling that, but yeah, the exhaust is quite loose. 10 and 20 like we do on everything else. So we'll go ahead and run this through, and let's hope that she quiets up and we'll be all right. All right, we got her going back together. Went ahead and fixed some wires here on the alternator plug. Those were actually like rubbed through, so we fixed those. Because the old compound kit had its own battery tray box. Went to Minton, of course, and picked up a brand used, I would say, battery box here. We're gonna go ahead and trim this and make this look a little nice. The tab that holds the factory air box kind of broke off, so we can kind of do without. So we'll trim that up. And of course, some fleece parts to mix in to get this bad boy up and running. Ditching the factory upper heater hose that goes to your cylinder head. This plastic fitting is complete garbage and it fails all the time. So got the fleece upper coolant hose with their billet piece right there. And again, because that battery tray combo on the old compound kit had a coolant tank in it, we're gonna go with the fleece coolant tank. This is actually their old design. This has been sitting on the shelf for a little while. They actually have a new revised coolant tank, which we'll have to get for another truck to show you guys, but this is their old one. But that is about where we're at. We need to put a turbo on. From Stainless Diesels here. Yeah, wow, you practiced that a time or two. Well, she sounds way smoother. Just a simple valve lash adjustment. Cummins. Says we should check the engine. Heard you want to side a truck with those brakes. I know that it is pretty late and the light is not on our side, but we have finished up the single cab and we have also finished up the Unicorn, the long bed truck. We have got a lot done and we will probably go over it maybe in the light because I can't show you how insane and nasty these brakes are when you can barely see them. So like I said, knocked a bunch of work out. Let's catch up when we have some more light and you guys can actually see. All right, let's recap on the single cab and the Unicorn truck. It's actually a few days later, so we got single cab pulled back inside. Guys, I really don't think the wheels do the brakes any justice. So it's a 26-inch wheel, but as you guys can see, the wheel design covers up a lot of the brake. And I feel like it just kind of does it dirty a little bit because you're like, it doesn't look that big. You're just like, man, that's a 26-inch wheel with it almost filling up the whole thing. So trust me when I tell you that those brakes are huge. It's kind of funny because the wheel design, I love the wheel design. But with the brakes behind it, now it's just kind of like, man, it kind of covers a lot of it up the way that the cut is kind of right there. So I've never even thought about how the wheels would look with the brakes because we've had the brakes for quite a while. The rear's a little different, and again, I know everything's dirty. There's a little bit more space on the rear so you can kind of like see the rear almost a little bit better because it's not right up close to the wheel like this one is. But either way, they look They look absolutely insane. So we'll need to do some fine tweaking, whether we're gonna change some things or not, but brakes are sick. We haven't driven them yet, so we'll see if they do an endo or throw you through the windshield, but they look super, super cool. But the other thing that Cole, and again, Paxton helped him do the brakes as well, but take a look at what we have going on now. All right, so cargo cam, we have the factory bed lighting working, and we also have the MKS bed lighting working as well. So Cole spent probably an insane amount of time, to be completely honest, on the programming part of this, and turns out some things and stuff were wired differently and wrong, and we ended up redoing a lot of some of that stuff that I had done previously, but everything works now. You can turn all this stuff on and off with the bed switch. It functions properly with the way that the factory truck would turn on that cargo cam. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but we'll just do that. Yep, see, there you go. Unlock, lock. As soon as you unlock it, as soon as the cargo cam comes on, you've got all that bed lighting that works. So that was huge, and it definitely left us for quite a bit. It took us for a spin. It was quite the entertaining what the heck is going on. But the bed lighting is now complete. Through Alpha OBD, we also programmed in our door panel lighting for the ambient lighting underneath here and underneath there. So ambient lighting is now working. Turned off a bunch of stuff in Alpha OBD as far as like TPMS, all that stuff. So Cole was playing computer wizard for sure on this thing after the breaks, but just all the little tedious, tidy thing that's just like some of that stuff just takes quite a bit of time. But the single cab is coming around, that is for sure. Let me know what you guys think about the brakes. The unicorn truck, we are up and running again with a different turbo setup, and the valve lash, again, we got done with the trucks and we never really test drove them or anything like that, but I believe the valvetrain noise was a lot of what we were hearing in the cylinder head area. So we'll drive it around, we'll give it a proper test run and make sure everything is good there. We still need to kind of like run the truck, get the coolant circulated, all that stuff. But yeah, we are done with these two trucks as far as the weekend goes. We do have new squirreling here. We got new fender liners for the front and the rear of this thing. I love these two trucks. These two trucks are probably some of my favorite. They're all my favorite, right? I say that about everything, but they're really shaping up, and I'm super pumped. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much gonna wrap up this video. Guys, Wrenchworks launch number 21 coming at you this Sunday. Stay tuned. Don't miss out. Lock in on launch day. You're not gonna wanna miss that chance. But that is it. We'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon. See ya.